that made the stepbrothers or the brothers-in-law because the two owners were brother-in-law. Yeah. Sure.
Hi guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. My name is Kechi. I'm a member of our park board and I am co-general coordinator for this project. I'm absolutely blown away by the people here tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out to see our project, and we are just we are so excited to bring this to the community and to be ready to start making our park something we can be proud of again and something the entire community can use. We are here tonight to see the preliminary design that has been designed for our park specifically, using the feedback that we've received from the community as well as the feedback we got from our kids, from kids local here and just from the kids at the elementary school at Chisholm. I got the opportunity to go over there today and talk to the kids, it was so much fun. The kids have fantastic ideas and they really know what they want. So before we get started, if you haven't signed up on the QR code for door prizes, once Lisa does her presentation, we will draw for those door prizes. So there are QR codes kind of scattered everywhere on signs. You can do that. On there it does ask if you're at all interested in volunteering with the project. It is going to be a big project, and we need the whole community to help. So signing up on that is not a commitment. It is not you saying you are absolutely going to do something, but it is giving us the ability to contact you and discuss further what that looks like. So if you are able to do that, we would really appreciate it. In addition to that, if we get done with this and you're like, you know what, I want to help them start off strong and you want to make a financial pledge towards the park, because we are going to have to raise the money. The city is going to help, of course. They've been, saving some taxes for this because it's been a long time coming. But it's also going to come from our community. So if you're interested in making a financial pledge to start the park project off strong, there are financial pledge forms in the back as well. Or you're welcome to talk to myself or Neva, wherever she's over here.
I raised my hand.
She's hiding. The lady in the purple over here. We are really excited tonight to bring a company. They're out of New York, but their entire heart is community-built projects. So they go into towns and they help us build volunteers. They help us figure out what fundraising works for us, and they design beautiful parks that are one of a kind. No one else will have our park, and it is going to be a park that reflects who Kechi is and what we value, which I hope is our community and our children. So I'm going to stop talking now before I start stuttering because there's a lot of eyes. And I'm going to turn it over to Lisa, who is our designer. If you guys can give her a big round of applause and welcome her.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's a true honor to be here in Kechi and to see all of the kids that I got to hang out with this morning and come back and bring their wonderful families. When I was in elementary school, my playground was blacktop. This is not a lie. So I went to my principal and I said, could we please have a playground? And she, instead of a playground, she gave me a soccer ball that was, maybe you remember those, they were kind of the dodgeball, those big thick rubber texture balls. And well, you can imagine what would happen playing soccer on the laptop. So I returned the soccer ball and I said, thank you for the soccer ball, but could we please have a playground? And she took one look at my elbows and my knees and she said, it's far too dangerous for boys and girls to play together. So she picked basketball hoops and the girls that jump ropes. Well, I never did get that playground in elementary school, but I went on to college and earned my architecture degree and got this really incredible job designing playgrounds and working with communities all over the world. But it wasn't soon after that I realized it's not really about the playground. It's more about the connection we make with people. And I think you all know what I'm talking about. Where the type of connection where you actually look someone in the eye and you realize that you're part of something that's bigger than yourself. You're part of something together. And so for the woman in Dryden, New York, she was new to town and she wanted to prove to herself that she was a leader. So she saw that they were doing a playground in the community and they needed a volunteer coordinator. So she signed up to be a part of the project and she actually earned a community leadership award for the project. There's another one of my favorite stories is about a man in Sacramento, California. After the presentation, he came up to me and he said, I don't have a really good reputation in town. I made some mistakes, and for my daughter, I really want to change that. So he signed up to be the construction crew supervisor, who is someone who is there for the entire time of the build. And through that process, he was able to become someone that the community could count. So you can see that this process is certainly more than a playground. It is an incredible architectural component in the community, but also it's so incredible for me to see what this process has on individuals and communities as a whole. So my hope is that this presentation will give you a better understanding of what this process is about. And I will describe ways of how you can be involved and how you can help. And at the very end, I'd like to talk through the design and hopefully get your feedback and you'll sign up to help. So I don't know if it's possible to turn the lights down or if people can see okay. But I'm going to step back here so I can change some of the slides. So, your project, the design that I came up with was a design that I believe that you offered some initial feedback. And so, some of that feedback we used to kind of make some initial sketches for the initial design. So, I talked through some of that feedback with your playground committee, and they told me what that information was, but then they also came up with 3, I guess, if you will, to make sure that the playground is safe, accessible, and easy to maintain. Being able to see your kids is important. And through the use of thoughtful gaps and different materials, we're able to keep sidelines open. And in terms of safety, all our playgrounds meet the current ASTM and the CPSC guidelines. All of the people and part of Play by Design are certified playground safety inspectors. So your project from the very beginning of the schematic design all the way through to the build is safety is thought about that. The very last day of your build, one of the Play by Design representatives will actually do a walkthrough and make sure that meets those safety guidelines. Our designs also meet the Americans with Disabilities Act accessibility guidelines. I did an initial takeoff of your current playground design, and it exceeds those guidelines. Over the years, we've been trying to reduce the amount of maintenance. And I think we come up with a few good ideas. So the main structure of the playground will be built with recycled structural plastic. So the plastic, if you're wondering like where the water bottles and the milk jugs go, they put out on the curb for recycling. They get made into structural plastic. And so the color is, thank you, the color is all the way through, so there's no more staining or painting or no more slivers. The other really thing about is that it holds the color all the way through. And it also looks has the aesthetic of wood, so it has the wood grain. And the other thing that we've done, instead of like chains and hose, we're starting to use cables, as you can see in this image. So that was a good starting point, but I felt like I still needed a little bit more information to come up with a starting point of a design to present. So this image that you see isn't one of your kids, but you can see in the back that your kids have done some drawings. But I wanted to show this one so you can see how we really use those drawings and those ideas to come up with the final design. So not only did the kids do drawings, we talked a little bit this morning in the schools. We met with every single kid in the entire school. And we talked a little bit about the architectural process. And we talked about how you do drawings and brainstorm. Would it be better if I just talk?
Right now, yeah, I think so.
And if you can't hear, please say something. And so we talked about some different ideas of what they wanted. They came up with things like roller coasters. They came up with things like batteries. They came up with things like Pringle towers, slides, bridges, swings, all of those types of things. And I told them that with all of these ideas that the whole community came up with, and all the kids in the entire school, they said that we probably could design 1 million playgrounds. So I told them that we're only designing one in each side. But so not all the ideas will get on it, but I can promise them that their playground will be so fun. In fact, I told them that it's going to be the coolest playground in the entire universe. And they said that was okay if not all the ideas got on. So just like our process, all of the designs are unique, as Cassie mentioned. So the images I'm about to share with you are images of components that are in your design, but they might not look exactly what yours looks like, but I think it'll give you the idea. Your playground design incorporates... Oh, sure. Oh, I turned it off. Test, test, test. Is that better? Test. I think that's okay. Oh yeah, maybe that sounds great. That feels better. Thank you so much. Your design incorporates the imagination of children who dare explore and dream and create. It includes multiple levels of play to create a significant landmark. It emulates the rich natural culture of your community. It pulls the colors directly from your logo and is even a place for imaginations to run wild. The artist's touch is what will really make your playground pop. There are multiple routes around and through, allowing children of all levels of mobility access to a variety of exciting playground components. And of course, plenty of different types of swing and sliding components. Plenty of places to get dizzy by yourself or with friends. And yes, even a climbing hill and music. Level changes, calculated risks, options to choose from, and inspiration to keep on trying. And plenty of balanced features and bridges. I used all of that to put together an initial design to talk through those ideas with you tonight in the hopes that we'll get some feedback. You can kind of see that here. And we'll use that feedback to come up with your final design, which the whole community build together. I asked the kids, who can help build this coolest playground in the entire universe? They volunteered their moms and their dads and their grandparents. They even volunteered the firefighters and the police officers. And they said their teachers would even help. And they even agreed. And I told them it would take the entire community to build this playground. And the playground is only going to take 6 days to build. So it's the equivalent of framing 6 houses in 6 days. And that's why we'll need all of your help. I told them that the playground build is going to be June 8th, which is just a couple of weeks after school gets out. So how the build actually looks is 3 to 5 play-by-design representatives will come back to your community and oversee the volunteers to make sure that that the project gets built according to the plans. So you're not alone. So, am I still here? Okay. So we're going to ask for, you can volunteer for as little as 1 shift per day, or you can volunteer for all days of the playground build, just like Bill. My hope is that you'll sign up for as little as 1 day, but certainly it's up to you if you can help. So there'll be things like people can be helping. Maybe one group over here is putting together the manufactured components like the slides and the monkey bars. Maybe another group over here is doing the framing, and another group is cutting boards. Maybe there's some volunteers who help with kids in childcare, or even some volunteers who want to feed the people that are building on the site. But to give you a little bit of better idea of how this all comes together in just 6 days, I want to show you a short video. There should be some music, but I'll just talk it through. You can see the site is prepared. So the first day of the build, you can see people kind of working back, getting tools from the tents and volunteers. Thank you.
Yeah. That was so funny.
And that fast. I mean, somebody once said that it seems like if you're out of town for the time that the playground is built, it's almost like it was dropped out of the sky. But it's certainly an event that you don't want to miss out on. Shall we have a look at your design?
Are you guys ready to see it?
Yeah.
So I want to ask all of the kids. I know I'm going back up there.
That's okay. I got you covered.
I want to ask all of the kids, wherever you are, I know a lot of you are here, and if you're here, stay here. But if you're not here and you're back there, I want you to, as slowly as you can, stand up. And then, so you guys sitting down here, yeah. And then, as slowly as you can, come on over. As slow as possible. And then, but don't sit down yet. Don't sit down. So you get here, and then let's wait for everybody. And everyone's coming really slow. And then come on a little bit closer. Just as slow as you can. Come on over this way. A little bit closer again. Come on over. And then now, is everybody here? Listening? Okay. Now, as slow as you can, go ahead and sit down. Lie behind Andy next to the counter. Yes. And can everybody say goodbye for here? Okay. Are you going to okay. So, imagine yourself. It's finally the day that you get to go to the playground. So most of you ride your bike to the playground, or you drive a car, or dash. Okay, so you're walking to the playground. Let me just, I guess, to orient, let's take a second to orient your parents and your family. So here's the pond, and here is the existing picnic pavilion. This is Oliver Street and Prairie Creek Drive. This is the new water fountain. This is where the playground is right now. And so you can see all of the pathways, the sidewalks, that's where those are. This is kind of the area that's next to the pavilion and the pond, and this is the area that's next to the pavilion also. So that's the orient view. And then we're in the same orientation. So again, this is the existing playground space. These sidewalks are what you have there now. Okay, are you guys ready? We're ready this time. So imagine yourself. You're walking to the playground. And some people get hard to know they're trying to find this over here. When you walk through the picnic pavilion, and you get to the other side, and you look over here, and you see all of these swings. But the swings are for little kids. for like toddlers, and there's different types of swings there. Just 1 second. And then you look over to this side, and you see another area. It's a toddler area for little kids. And then in the toddler area, there's even a hill. And the hill has a tower. It has some rocks to climb up. It even has a slide and some logs to climb up to get to the spot. And then if you were to go over to that tower on the hill, if you looked out, you could see these different music components to play. And if you look back here, you would see your younger brother and sister going to play in the toddler area. But you decide to go over here because do you see these two roofs? Those are two roofs of a castle. In between the castle, there's a bridge. And on the bridge, if you're standing right at the entrance, you can see the Kechi logo. So you decide to go under the bridge, and you see this pathway that goes all the way to this roof. This roof is a tree house. It's about 4 feet high, so a little bit shorter than me. Maybe you want to stand up? Maybe it's probably a little bit taller than you is how tall that tree house is. Yes, definitely taller. Does everyone want to stand up and see if the tree house is taller than them? Yeah. It's taller than all of you standing there. Even you. Okay, go ahead and sit down as slow as you can. Yeah, you're ready. But the tree house is even taller than all of you. So this pathway here is a ramping system that people in wheelchairs can use, or people in walkers, or even we can use it too. Anyone can use it, but it's a little bit easier way to get into the tree house. And so if you go into this ramp, if you go up this ramp and you get to this landing, you have a couple of options here. If you turn this way, you get onto the over rocker, and this thing is so fun because it has handles and you can sway from side to side with your arms straight, or with your balance. But if you want to play in there for a little while, you can with your friends, or you can go across the climbing course that gets you to the treehouse really fast. There's a maze, a multi-level maze, so you can go lower or higher. Racing slide, a fast viper slide, and a spiral tube slide. Over here, there's a whole agility course where there's different types of agility things you can do. Some are side by side of the same event, so maybe somebody who's shorter than you, or if they're in a wheelchair, you can play together. There's a bunch of swings back there, a volta spinner that you might get dizzy on, and all different types of climbers throughout the playground. There's a tunnel that you can go across, another snake climber. And let me tell you about the toddler area, because your brothers and sisters are playing on that, right? There is a top tree house, so they have their own tree house. They have a double slide that they can go on together, an arch climber, a bridge that gets you to a tower with stars on it. So when the sun is shining, it can shine through and make stars on the side of the tower. And then some different steps in the maze, and they have their own agility course. One is a snake balance, a suspension bridge. There's even a swaying turtle, so you can be standing on the turtle and sway almost like you're surfing. And then there's a net that you can go across. There's a snail and a turtle that you can walk on. And the toddlers even have their own spinner. What do you guys think? You like the design? So I want to tell you, I want to ask you if you think think that this is the coolest playground in the entire universe. You don't have to raise your family snack. Remember we did in school, right? So, do you think that this is the coolest playground in the entire universe? Do you think that it would be possible to get your moms and your dads and your aunts and uncles, grandparents, all of your loved ones, firefighters, police officers to help build this playground? I sure hope so. I think you can too. Well, I want to give our young designers a round of applause. So we can. Having me in your incredible community, and my hope is that you take an opportunity to come up and ask some questions or pass any questions or anyone on the committee. And my hope is that you'll sign up, and I'm really looking forward to being a part of this project with you and seeing the impact that it has for our community. So thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you again for coming out. We know it's a lot of information. So we will be posting more and more and more. So if you aren't already following the Kechi page that we've got set up, please go and do that so you can keep abreast of all the new information that's coming out. Lydia Hampton is our great PR person, so she's been coming up with all of that, and she's taking care of getting that information out for us as well. Also, there are, like Cassie had said earlier, there's pledge forms over here, so if you have thoughts on, you know what, Christmas present, the best thing you can give your grandkids right now from a mom is not another doll or another toy. It's a fantastic park they can go play in without me standing there next to them, okay? We can even put your name on it for the right now, okay? So there's those forms that are over there. Right now, though, we're going to do our drawing. So I did, to keep it fair, so I'm not drawing paper out, I do have a spinner. I put everybody's names in it, so if you put your name in there, we'll do that. Cassie, do you want to go grab something to go away? There she goes. We're going to do our best to do one per family. It should take it out, but just, But again, thank you all so much for the support. We really appreciate you coming out and looking at it. We're super excited about this moving forward. But also, if you didn't see them, there's some signs that are going out as we have more things going on. Well, the sign in the park where new things are happening, more information, and the signs that are out by your mailbox clusters as well. So keep looking at those, making sure you're staying in contact. And again, if you want to volunteer, we would love to have you. All right, Kathy, what's the first prize?